Check tcgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your first purchase with TCG Center 5 code. You can also trade your Pokemon bulk for a new Sun. How's it going, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at the deck for the standard format, and this is another Mega Evolution deck. So today I'm bringing you the best Mega Evolution deck, just in my opinion, in the standard format. So this is the Mega Audino-EX. I simply like it. I simply enjoy playing this deck, and it's so much fun playing it. This is just ridiculous how good it is. 220 HP Colorless Pokemon, which means that you can play this Pokemon with any other supporter Pokemon, because you can tag anything in its side. Because 3 Colorless energies for the Magical Symphony means that you can also have backup attackers like metal Pokemons like Cobalion and for example Jirachi. You can also play this deck with Jolteon and Lighting energies, with Glaceon and Water energies and the Manaphy, for example. So you can also have Glaceon and Manaphy for your treat. A few different options, but I simply decide to give opportunity to the Magearna, simply because in the matchups versus Mega Caesar, I might get stuck simply because Mega Caesar can discard my special energies from play, and I really don't want to let him do that. So, not gonna be good. That's just my opinion, and not gonna be good. For example, if you play with the Glaceon and with the Manaphy, because Glaceon also have weakness on the metal, and of course it can be one-hit knocked out, but on the other side, Magearna can at least prevent that Mega Caesar from being able to discard your special energies from Mega Audino or any other Pokemon that actually has metal energies. However, Magical Symphony for 3 energies, 110. And if you place a border card from your hand during this turn, it's going to be 50 more to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you can easily set up double knockouts with the Magical Symphony, and I simply like it. From nowhere you can recover from losing with this deck, so I kind of like it. You have so many different options to play Mega Audino that this is just not real. Also, the backup attacker in this deck is Lugia-EX, simply because Deep Hurricane is very powerful. And I decided to give the opportunity to the Lugia instead of the Tauros. Tauros is also a big deal. I mean, with that Mad Bull GX, you can simply do crazy amount of damage counters and you can one-hit knock out anything. But somehow I prefer more Lugia, simply because that Aero Ball and Deep Hurricane can be more consistent. And also, it can have that resistance -20 to the fightings. So, with that being said, you also need to have some kind of the cover versus fighting decks, because if somebody is gonna play fighting deck, for example, Carbink and what's the name of that deck? Let me just give the moment. Zygarde, for example, you really want to have resistance versus that kind of the deck, and also Aeroball can be very good against it, but also in that case Magearna and Jirachi can help a lot. 14 Pokemon, 36 trainer cards, 10 energies, 6 cards as usual, 4 tree line with the Audino and Mega Audino, 1 Lugia, 1 Oranguru for the Instruct, drop support, same as the Shaymin, 1 copy of Hoopa for that Scundering, so you can drop cards, you can set up 3 EX Pokemons on the bench. Magearna and Jirachi also backup attackers with the Stardust and with the Soul Blaster. Even Soul Blaster can be good. So let's take a look at the item cards. 2 copies of Mega Turbos, no need to have more than 2 Mega Turbos, simply because this deck actually needs only 3 energies for attack, so double Colorless energy and Mega Turbo will be more than enough to use that Magical Symphony. 1 Professor's Leather, very good to have, simply because with Skyla you can search your deck for Professor's Leather, and you can discard it with the Ultra Ball, so you can have Mega Turbo available without too many problems. A single Special Charge in the Super Rod, so we can actually recycle resources from discard pile like special energies, Pokemons, or energies basic if we need. 4 Trainers Mails, Ultra Balls, and V Seekers as usual. A Stadium Decision, only 1 copy of Parallel City. Might be a little bit tricky because I'm not running Deliquent in this build, but if you want to have Deliquent, just remove 1 Mega Turbo and you can add that Deliquent, not a big deal. As I mentioned it earlier, Parallel City, very good because it can simply help you to discard damaged Pokemons like a Shaymin, damaged Pokemons like a Mega Audino, or simply Shaymins and Hoopas from your bench. Also, it can be discarded with a Deep Hurricane, so not a big deal. But also, why I play Lugia instead of the Tauro, simply because turn 1 with Lugia double course energy I can go with the Aura Ball for 40-60. Turn 2 I can have a Deep Hurricane for 150 if there's a Stadium card in play, but also it's very important because if my opponent plays Pearl City 3 downs to me, I can simply discard with my Deep Hurricane, so not a big deal. One copy of Hex Maniac, very long line of the supporter list. I'm running one copy of Hex Maniac, one copy of Lysandre, 3 copies of M, one Olympia so I can switch for free, and he also healed 30 damage from one of my Pokemon in play, and then actually been switched with Olympia. One Pokemon Center Lady, very important because I can also heal 6 damage counters from one of my Pokemon in special conditions. You really need to have as many supporter cards as you can so you can use the advantage of the Magical Symphony. One copy of Pokemon Ranger so I can remove all effects from Pokemon, mainly if the Giratina strikes me, or Glaceon, or maybe Regice. Professor Kukui for extra 20 damage into cards. 4 Sycamores discard hand draw 7 cards, 1 Skyla simply because it's good. Search your deck for a trainer card, will put in your hand, shuffle your deck afterward. 4 copies of tool cards, 3 Audino Spiritlings, so I can Mega Evolve without losing my turn, 1 Float Stone, so I can have that free retreat. 10 energies in total, 4 of them are going to be double course energies, and 6 of them are going to be regular metal energies. If you're looking for any of these cards, of course, you can find them on TCGcastle.com. TCG Center 5 code will provide you with 5% discount on your first purchase. Make sure to check that, it's definitely good. Also, you can, buying more and more cards, you're going to get coins, which can be also traded for the cards in the store. Also, if you're looking to trade your old bulk, you can do that also on CCG Castle. 1,400 cards can be traded for that upcoming Sun and Moon Guardian Raising booster box, so make sure also to check that. It's available worldwide, so if you're from the Europe, Australia, United States, you can definitely trade them, so not a big deal. Even if you're from the Asia, it's available worldwide, so make sure to check with the description for more information. So let's do some game tests to see this deck in action. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. Let me know what you think about this deck after you watch the whole video in the comments below. So let's do some gameplay and let's see this deck in action. So see you there. Okay, so I want the coin flip, and I'm gonna have opportunity to set up. By starting first, but not looking for the setup with the Shaymin. Okay, still not the end of the world, at least I can Sky Return my Shaymin back to my hand, and I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna play against heavy deck on the other side, which is gonna be probably Solgaleo. Speaking about that Solgaleo, let's just grab 3 different EX Pokemons and let's just put them onto the bench. I mean, Lugia is gonna be okay. It's gonna help a little bit. Trainers Mail, maybe for Spirit Link, that's perfectly okay. Trainers Mail number 2 for Santa Lady. Not gonna do that. Well, let's go with that Professor Kukui for 2. There's just a V-Seeker. Okay, so my turn just ends right now. Next turn, what I can do is use my Olympia, and I can simply run down to my Audino. Or even better, my opponent can just ends me and I can draw 6 new cards. With 6 new cards, I might get lucky. I might find myself something like Mega Audino and Mega Turbo. So I have 3 energies in my hand, 3 metal energies in my hand, and 1 double course energy in my hand. I'm thinking about, is it maybe worth to take the risk, attach 1 metal energy to my Shaymin, Sycamore for 7, hope to get maybe Mega Turbo. Look at this. Mega Turbo is a top deck. Mega Turbo is a top deck means only one thing. I'm not gonna get second Mega Turbo. There is no way I'm gonna get second Mega Turbo if I play my Sycamore for 7. So I think it's better for me right now just Sky Return. And even if I Sky Return, I'm gonna need something better for the next turn. If I play Sycamore right now for 7, I will have too many cards in my discard pile. Well, let's just better Sky Return for now, and let's just sit and wait to see what else we can find after that Sycamore. I mean, if I decide to go with the Sycamore, of course, I would maybe get the double knockout if I find myself Lysandre and Mega Audino. On the other side, really don't want to rush yet. I might just get N as the top deck and I just use N, or my opponent even better just ends me and I will have available. I'm speaking about V Seeker for N, there we go. So he just decides to end me and I will have my Ultra Ball for Shaymin for more cards. So I think I did good call without playing that Sycamore for now, just in my opinion. Okay, there is going to be Jirachi, but Jirachi in this matchup is going to be useless, so I just need to discard my Jirachi, no doubt about it. There's retreat down to the Flower Supply, Lugia-EX GX for 40, 1 Metal Energy attached. I'm constantly top decking those double course energies, and this just hurts a lot. But at least I can switch down to my Lugia and use that Arrow Bolt for 80. If he decides to attach energy to the Lugia, he can max go for 150 with Colorless GX, of course, but then that wouldn't be good. Still, this is just a Lysandre to my Hoopa, and 1 Weakness Policy attached, and 1 Flower Supply for 40. Time to move my Hoopa back to the Lugia. And time to use second time Arrow Ball in a row for 80. Well, both players right now having hard time finding the available resources and the good resources that they actually need. But right now my opponent actually managed to hit the jackpot. He hit the Solgaleo GX, which means he can just put his Solgaleo in the front and use that Soul Burst GX and attach so many energies. But before he do that, he just... Oh, Crushing Hammer is going to be a big deal if it's going to be heads, but unfortunately it's a tails. Personally, I wouldn't run Crushing Hammers in Solgaleo Lugia-EX GX deck. I would definitely go with only 2 copies of Enhanced Hammers and maybe 1 Team Flare Grunt, in my personal opinion. Because you can at least have a 100% positive effect with Enhanced Hammer discarding one of your opponent's special energies attached to one of his Pokemon in play. For example, in this case, my... Oh, what the heck! He just decided to play his Shaymin and discard his Lugia from the bench with... Oh, what a nice play that was, actually. So, that was pretty cool play. Still, if he wants to use Sunsteel Strike for 230, it's going to be very, very... How to say that? It's going to be very expensive. On the other side, I can play finally that Ultra Ball. I can get myself that Shaymin in play. I wish I can find right now my second Audino so I can put that Spirit Link to him and maybe Mega Audino. Well, Mega Audino is here. Trainers Mail maybe for that V Seeker so I can Olympia. I mean, I can always pay the double course energy retreat cost, but... Oh, look at this. A Float Stone, even better. Even better and bigger. If I play my end, I can at least deal some damage counters to his Fomantis. Playing that N actually will... I think my biggest concern is definitely Solgaleo GX. So I think I'm gonna just Lysandre his Solgaleo and I'm gonna attack with my Magical Symphony here for 110. And putting some pressure down to his Fomantis on the bench. Since he only have 2 available cards, next turn I can put some pressure to Solgaleo with my Lugia, of course, but well, there's the rare candy for another Solgaleo. I don't know what is the last card in his hand. It's Professor Sycamore. I mean, it's very hard to play against Solgaleo. It's 230 HP Pokemon. Not that easy to do something good against him. I could just probably take 2 prize cards versus Shaymin and have 5 damage counters to Lurantis instead of just attacking Solgaleo, because attacking Solgaleo might be risky. Of course, just speaking from the position where your opponent might also play something like Max Potion, and then you can simply lose so many good resources. But it is how it is. I don't even have that chance to get myself a double course energy for the Deep Hurricane. So I'm just gonna play that Ultra Ball, and it's gonna be for something like maybe Oranguru, so I can have that Instruct available for 1 per turn. Shouldn't attach that Metal Energy to my Magearna, because with my Deep Hurricane I could go for 150 and at least knocks out one of his Solgaleos. But mainly the reason why I didn't want to do that is also because I might just want to knock out his Lurantis if I get lucky with my Professor Kukui, for example. But speaking about Professor Kukui, there's a one Lysandre which is going to definitely be down to my... oh no, there's a V-Seeker for Sycamore. I thought he actually grabbed that Lysandre, but he didn't. Never mind, right now he can just use that GX attack with his Solgaleo, and he can put 5 energies in total in play. Yeah, of course, Deep Hurricane would be perfect, but I didn't get it. So there's one Ultra Rod down to another Solgaleo, and he didn't use Soul Burst GX, which is actually very surprising. So I'm gonna play my Instruct. I actually have tons of luck right now. Instruct, I'm gonna need that Stadium, that's for sure, but I'm gonna play my Sycamore for 7. Look at this situation right now. Look at this situation right now. It's a little bit messy, but I'm just gonna use my Arrow Ball for now. It's gonna be for 100. Next turn I can go for 150, which is gonna be enough for the knockout against his Solgaleo. However, I'm still gonna need that Mega Turbo double course energy, but I only have 1 double course energy available and 2 Mega Turbos. The Mega Turbos will be fine, but of course it's gonna be the Lysandre down to my Hoopa and 1 Ultra Rod, of course, to the Lurantis. I know that's gonna happen, but I couldn't do anything against that, so at least I have V-Seeker available in my hand, which means that still, if something good is gonna be as a top deck, I might get... Nah, not the Spirit Link as a top deck. That's not good top deck. Well, I have 2 different available options right now. The first one, of course, is to play my Olympia and use my Deep Hurricane. Since my opponent plays so many Lysandres, 2 of them and 3 V-Seekers, he might not be able to Lysandre my Lugia on the bench. But still, with the Ultra Rod, he can max out even my Hoopa, and then this is definitely not good. Oh boy, yeah, that Float Stone is already been attached. I simply need that Olympia. And I'm gonna use Olympia to my only attacker, which is gonna be Lugia. But striking for 150, not gonna be enough for the knockout because I'm short for like a 10. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, even with 140 Wouldn't be enough for the knockout. Never mind. Do I want to use my Deep Hurricane? Yes. Simply because at least I can have double knockout versus his Pokemons with my Mega Audino. But still I'm gonna need that Mega Turbo. Still I'm gonna need that big Mega Turbo play. There's a third energy attached to his Solgaleo. And if he wants to knock out my Lugia, right now is perfectly time for him. I can definitely tell you that. I can definitely tell you that. So, 2 energies and 4 Pokemons recycled with that Brox Grid. Ultra Rod, of course, for the knockout. Which means I'm gonna need a knockout against his Solgaleo somehow on the bench. Which is not gonna be easy task, but still, I hope I can somehow do that. Well, Super Rod is a top deck. Super Rod is the top deck, which means my Lugia is going to be recycled back. I'm gonna attach that energy. Even I don't want to do it, but I will do it. Then I'm gonna play my Shaymin for like 3, and I just need that Mega Turbo, and then I can simply... There we go. Mega Turbo is here. I finally have 3 energies to my Mega Audino, then I can play my Trainers Mail, get myself a V-Seeker, and with the V-Seeker I can actually have that Lysandre. And right now, Mega Audino is gonna be so big. Lysandre to his Solgaleo on the bench, Magical Symphony, and the knockout versus Solgaleo, knockout versus his Lurantis, and all I really need is just one more Lysandre, and the game is gonna be over for my opponent simply because I can knock out his Shaymin. Speaking about Lysandre, just managed to get myself a V-Seeker, and I think this is pretty much it. I think this is the GG. So let's just wait for a moment and see if our opponent can somehow get maybe N. No, there's a V-Seeker for Sycamore, so game is definitely over because I can have that knockout versus his Shaymin. Still, he might get 2 more Pokemons on the bench. No, there's a Soul Burst GX, so that's the GG. There's the GG. Yeah, actually, at the end, Mega Audino managed to beat that powerful Solgaleo Lurantis GX deck, who can actually one-hit knockout any Pokemon simply with that. Almost every Pokemon with the Soul Burst, with the Sunsteel Strike. So, since I have that V-Seeker available, I can simply put that Lysandre in my hand, Lysandre his Shaymin, and strike for the knockout with the Magical Symphony and take the win. So, he actually didn't let me to finish my attack, he just decided to concede, but the game is over. So, however guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This was the Mega Audino deck for the standard format featuring the latest Sun and Moon cards that has been released. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. This was the 7th or 8th, not sure 100%, Mega deck in a row that I actually have in this Mega Evolution series. Definitely a good deck to play. I have the most fun that I actually have with Mega decks, definitely with Mega Audino. Mega Audino and Mega Latias, 2 of my favorite Mega Evolution decks. So much fun with them. This is just not true. So, once again, have a nice day. Let me know what you think about in the comments below about this Mega Audino deck. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. So, goodbye.